Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. I'm freezing. I'm warming up. So welcome you guys. I'm so excited to be here. We always have so much fun on Sunday. This is our Zap It Up energetic activation. And I can't wait to see you and check in with everybody. Hey Deb, good morning. How are things going for you? Hold on, I put a little blanket on me. I'm like, I feel like I'm freezing. Here, I should put this on. I know I'll warm up in a minute, but didn't realize it was so cold in here. All right, there we go. So, hey, Carmelie, good morning. Awesome. Okay, so if you are new, grab some water. We drink a lot of water here. Of course, only if it's medically okay for you to drink water. I can't believe some people have to say that little disclaimer, but anyway, I add it in every once in a while. Good morning, Paige. How are things going? What's happening? And a little quick reminder, next week is our last live for probably the whole month of September. We'll see. I'll play around with it. But I just wanted to let you guys all know that I'll be doing an energetic makeover on my business. I was going to call it an energetic exorcism. And I was like, well, that kind of has a negative connotation. So maybe I shouldn't call it that. So anyway, Paige is getting ready for work. Good, you're catching us before you go. Paige, can you come work on my hair? Can you come to Seattle? I need help. Hi, Gay. Alrighty. Janice, good morning. I am freezing. Let me send you. Yes, send me some Southern California sun. You guys, I'm kicking myself. I think I told you about the 1 month house sit in, it's not really Southern California. It was Morro Bay near San Luis Obispo. So kind of like central Southern. I don't know, what would you call that area? Paige, it's by you, close to Fresno. So there's this month-long house sit for September, and it had like a view of the ocean, and it was only a mile from the ocean. And I was sitting there kicking myself. I actually went back and looked for it the other day. I'm like, of course it's gone by now, because, you know, September is like right around the corner. So I was like, shoot, maybe I should have taken that. I'm missing the ocean too, right? All right. So Katie's here. Hi, Estha. Hi, Lena. Oh, good. It helps ground you for work. Good. 2 hours before work. Okay, awesome. So I checked in with my Elizabeth Peru report, and there's nothing. Did you guys just hear my mom sneeze? I have to know. My little scarf on the door means nothing anymore. It's like they totally, they don't care. They're doing their own thing, living their own life. Anyway, what was I saying? I can't even remember. I can't even remember what I was saying. Anyway. All right, awesome. So I know I would love for you to do something to my hair, Paige. Anything you wanted, I would say do something. I love it. Carmelie says I can send you heat from Wyoming too. It's over 90 degrees. It's you know what's weird is it's actually warm. Let me see what the temperature is. It's warm outside. It's just, well, okay, I could be wrong. It's saying 55 degrees, but it's like sunny outside. It's just freezing in the house. Oh, it's 55, so it might be a little chilly outside. Probably doesn't help that I had my window open just to kind of get the air moving, right? But I'm warming up now. You guys are heating me up. What? Morro Bay is 2 hours from Paige. Okay, that still would have been neat. I should get more serious about that. All right, so we have 2 more zaps left. And again, remember, I'm leaving it open for that rare moment of wanting to hop on, and I will try really hard to set up a event or a reminder like you get when I set up these so that you know and can plan for it. So I just want to talk a little tiny bit. We've been talking a lot about energy and, you know, shifting, and like we were talking about like Gay holding all that space for writing her book. And now I think we talked about this last week. I know we talked about it separately, but so now she's holding the space. She's writing her book. She's holding all the space for writing it. And now the first draft is over. So it's like a collapse of all this energy, a collapse of all the holding the space, which is basically holding a container energetically for what you're doing. So I've had different phases of my business as it's kind of evolved and grown and shifted. And I feel like it's always been kind of in the same container, but like maybe I've pulled parts out or put parts in. And so my goal for this next month is to really just let all of that unravel and stop holding the space for it and let it completely, the energy of it change, if that makes sense. I want to show up differently energetically. So just so you know kind of where I'm coming from with this whole thing of like doing an energetic makeover. So to me, that looks like holding space in a new or different way, and also maybe showing up differently or doing things differently or managing the energy differently or combination. So we'll see. Anyway, Deb just turned the air conditioning on. I feel like that's what's going on in the house right now is like air conditioning. It's my own fault. I had the window open too soon before. You could drive there and I could drive down to you. I should do a road trip, but you guys, I haven't driven yet. I got myself on the insurance, but I still haven't gotten behind the wheel of the car. Maybe today I'll go do a neighborhood drive, 10 miles an hour, granny, double white knuckling, peeking over the steering wheel. Oh my goodness. That would be fun, Paige. We should do that. We should talk about that. Because I'm ready to like go buy something over the counter. I don't know. I was going to ask around here to see if anybody does hair, but Carmelie says, update. Oh yes. Okay. Carmelie has a house update. So tell me everything that's been going on with you guys. Let's do a little check-in. How are we feeling? What's happening? It's interesting as I, try not to check in on, the world events, but it's like such a part of what we're doing. And it always feels like, again, like I feel like our roller coaster is like, it feels more even flow to me. Let me know if you're feeling that or if it's still really stressful or crazy for you. Carmelie says, guy backed out last Saturday, looked at 4 places Monday night, put an offer in on one and she accepted Tuesday. So you have a new house. That's it. Bank papers signed. Wow, inspection scheduled. It's been a busy week. Holy moly, that happened fast. Great. So you must be just loving it then. Obviously, that was the best one for you. Tell me. Lena's waiting on Monday to find out about her living situation. Perfect. Very good, very good. We don't have any, so I checked in. Oh, this is what I was saying before my mom sneezed. I checked in on the Elizabeth Peru tip-off report, which I highly recommend. It's like 55 Australian per year if you ever want to do it. It's very comprehensive. I'm not an affiliate, by the way. I would be if I could be. Anyway, I always talk about her, so I figured I might as well tell you guys if you are interested, Elizabeth Peru. And so she gives you a day by day, week by week energy report, basically. And she pulls in like all these astrological things that are happening. She does extra videos and meditations and eclipse stuff and numerology reports and all sorts of really cool things. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's a yearly subscription for 50, 60 Australian. So Katie's feeling more confident in dealing with my son, even though he's acting out a lot, and I'm progressing in my business every week. Good. It does definitely feel like a momentum for you, and like I keep hearing baby steps, Katie, so that's good. Lena says, I heard the energies are bad till September 6th, and some linger in October when 7 planets are retrograde. I just read my report, and really it's interesting because for the October, she talks a lot about personal power energy for this month. So there's a lot of personal power stuff happening, and I don't really feel like, for me, like I don't feel like the energies are bad. I mean, I feel like there's a lot going on with the other 6 retrogrades, but we've already been in those for a while. So I don't feel like they're affecting us in new ways. I do feel like we're still getting that. We're still getting, like, I feel like what I see is like kind of layer after layer after layer being kind of peeled back, and like we're almost like peeling off a little bit and looking at it to see if we want to keep peeling it off. So I don't know. I feel like there's shifting in those layers. That's what I'm getting. So that's not, but then I will say, I still feel like we're in freaking Mercury retrograde, even though it's been direct for about a month or however long. There's just been way too many weird things that are Mercury-ish, and maybe Leo is in Mercury right now, or there's something Mercury happening. I don't follow it enough to know, and I cannot speak intelligently about it, but I just feel like with all the weird communication and electronic stuff for me that's been happening and other people, it's like, how could, I don't know, maybe there's still an influence somewhere. Anyway. All right, Carmelie says yes, and just 2 streets over from the first one. Carmelie, you were meant to be in that neighborhood. So let me know, is the house that you bought, is it, remember last week I was saying, is it out? Are you out somewhere out of town? Is it on that other side of town, or is this the one that you bought kind of where you are now? Or not that I know either way, but Janice says, I'm so excited, still doing yoga daily. Oh yeah, you were doing the yoga challenge. Who are you doing that with? Tell us please. Next Sunday I do my Reiki 2 class, so I will be able to provide distant Reiki and also help so many. Yay, I'm beyond excited. So Janice, post in the Soul Style Vibrant Living group. Hello, I'll give you guys all a little thing. Post in that when you want to start doing distance Reiki, because everybody's going to gobble that up and want you to work on them. So if you feel like it, and if you don't already have a bunch of volunteers as your friends and whatnot. When I was doing my crystal healing certificate, I had to do 10 clients. And so I was like, I just posted on my Facebook, who wants to come over and get a crystal healing? So that was kind of cool. Deb says, I feel my energy is good and on the move. Yep. I feel that too for you. Yoga challenge with Leslie Fight Master is what that is. Leslie, Fight Master. I'm gonna write that down. It's probably over now, but like I'm assuming she has a YouTube or something, right? I don't know. That's one thing I want to get into, is just a quick little 10-minute stretching yoga, something. I don't know. Okay, good, Janice. Awesome. Okay, Carmelie said, this is on the same side of town that I'm on right now. Okay, just a couple miles south. It's kind of on the eastern edge of town. Okay, good. It's weird how that shifted so much, like, in that you had 2 houses that were totally like just feeling like that was it, that was the one. So I love that it's been easy for you to do it and get all this unraveled, and I don't know, it just feels good. It just feels good, and it feels like there's like the momentum of it, to me, just feels like there was a method to the madness of that momentum in that process. So Katie says she's a master of baby steps. Yay! I know, right? I feel like I like that. I would like to say that about myself too. Okay, Janice, I'm going to pull her up on YouTube. Awesome. All right, I'm going to hydrate, and feel free to hydrate if you can or are able or want to or are supposed to or whatever. And let's start tapping into, we'll start pulling in the energies, whatever energy we're going to get today. But also, if you want to start dropping down what your intention is for this week, go ahead and do so. And let's start the zap. Did you notice did you notice, you guys, I went to Goodwill and I bought 2 big, these have to be bigger than the quart size. It seems like they are, but maybe it's been so long since I've used one. I bought 2 for 48 cents. And then I already had my plastic lids. I used to make kefir, so I'd make it in one of these, and you have to have a plastic lid, not a metal lid. So anyway, I'm happy because now I can, look, it doesn't even like make that much racket, does it? Like before. Anyway, I was excited about it. All right, so let's see, while you guys are dropping in your intentions, if you so choose to, I will tap in and let's start figuring out. So I'm really getting the sense of, I guess we're kind of sort of pulling in from the new moon, but like I just heard like new beginnings. I saw the words and I'm hearing congruency, and I'm seeing momentum and baby steps too. So obviously they're pulling in from what we've just been talking about. So there's something to that for us, however our conversation went, there's something to that. There's like an unraveling happening, and there's an importance to it as well, which is why they're pulling that energy of those things into our zap today. So, all right. Katie drinks out of the big jar too. Woo! Okay, Deb says her intention is to wean off my antidepressants and learn who I really am. I love that. I remember in what year was it? Like, when was I married? 1998, 99. You know what? Actually, it was way before that. It was when I was in college. It was when I was in college and I first got on Wellbutrin in like 1989 maybe, or 90. And they were telling me that I would always be on antidepressants. And I was like, what? And I think I was until I did energy healing. And then the guy's like, what? Like, you just have a few depression patterns or whatever. And he like got rid of them. So I totally believe that we don't have to be on antidepressants. That's from an energetic standpoint. Okay. I'm not a doctor. I am a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Okay, Carmelie says, my current landlord showed up my place twice last week, so my intention is for this move to continue with ease and grace. Perfect. So does the current landlord know? I'm assuming you must have prepared. Okay, good. So Deb, like, I am not a doctor, so I know when you wean off, you are getting doctor's help for that if you're going to wean off, right? The other thing too about weaning off is like, we change when we're on those. So my understanding of antidepressants was always that it's shifting how your neurotransmitters interact, teaching them a new way. So you don't have to take them forever. You're getting, like, to me, I felt like it was pulling me up to a new normal. So now instead of my normal being way down here, it was way up here, right? My new normal is like, wherever everyone else's normal is. So that'll be interesting. Katie says, my intention is to stay positive and strong and be gentle with myself when others come at me with negativity or try and tear me down. Very good. And the other thing too, I'm hearing when I read that is like boundaries. And I mean, these are probably people that you have to talk to necessarily, maybe, or maybe not, but maybe you don't want to interact with those people anymore. I've been noticing for me that I have like almost a zero tolerance for BS anymore. And I just don't have the energy. I don't have the time, and I don't want to I don't have the energy for it. And I don't want to create the space to even deal with that in my life. So I don't anymore. It's like, if I feel like you're not being a good friend, then I don't think I'm going to talk to you anymore. So it's a little bit more complicated than that probably, but it's like, I can just call BS on people's behavior, and then I just back away. So I don't know if that will help you in the type of people you're dealing with. But I'd love it if you didn't even have negativity and people trying to tear you down. Who are those people? Do they need to be in your life is what I would be asking and evaluating and looking into. Maybe there's a way you can shift those relationships by stepping back, leaning back, not engaging. Sorry, you guys are kind of getting readings as I read your things. Hi, Julie. How was your birthday last week? Brent is overwhelmed with sudden 11-hour workdays, 7 days a week. Oh my goodness. And is pulling away from me. He's super depressed, gone quiet. My intention is to trust that he will come back and to give him space instead of pushing myself on him for reassurance. That's really good of you, Julia. That feels really good. To me, like that is symbolizing like the progress that you've made in your dating life. He met my family for my birthday last weekend and it felt so good, but now my overthinking is breaking my heart. Yes. So are you practicing not thinking? I would really get into a place of feeling and visualizing and not thinking. Because yeah, I've been there so many times. It's not really useful, the overthinking. So Lena is working on financial abundance. All my needs are met with some leftover for fun things. That feels and sounds really good. I love that better than you talking about what you're going to do for other people. Because you always used to say, oh, have money for the other people. So I like that way you said it. That feels a lot better. And it also leaves it wider open for it's for you or maybe others. Oh, Katie is telling, So Deb, Katie's comment was for you. If you didn't see it, try CBD tinctures under the tongue. It took me off mine and also energy work. I've been on them for 20 years. Wellbutrin is one of them. Yep. I really liked Wellbutrin. Jana says, I was a nurse for years and doctors want us to stay on the meds. Yep. I agree with that. Okay, Carmelie says, yes, I gave them my 30-day notice. Both people who looked at it filled out applications, so I feel it will work out fine. Perfect. Okay, Janice is giving Deb help with how to, what is the word? Get off the antidepressant slowly. Katie says, one is my son, so I have to interact. Yes, okay. Julie says we're still not official after 2.5 months of dating. Okay. Well, the good news is he doesn't have time to see anybody else either if he doesn't have time to see you. So silver lining. Always got to look at the positive. Okay. Janice's intention this week is prepare for my Reiki 2 this Sunday. This Sunday is solely focused on me and to stay in the now and let go of the past. Perfect. Hi, Cindy. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So let's take, now that I've tuned into all your intentions, let us start pulling in the rest of this energy. So again, like I said earlier, this energy is really kind of based on the whole conversation we just had, which is kind of cool. So the new beginnings, the momentum, the baby boundaries because of what Katie had said. So a congruency is coming in. So there's kind of this hodgepodge of, Estha, did you have one? I didn't see anything from you, but maybe your internet's acting up. I just thought of you. Okay. And if you're not sharing, that's fine, obviously. All right, couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So as we're breathing in, I'm sensing the energy kind of settling. Ourselves, we're settling in, the energy is coming in and settling us. There's a little bit of a grounding feeling happening. I'm seeing, well, they're bricks in my visualization, but I'm seeing like these bricks kind of like all falling into place, symbolic of like pieces falling into place. We've been talking about that a lot on and off. So there's these bricks. So bricks to me are more like building. So we're building something, and you know how brick lane is always so nice and exact, and one brick next to the other, and the little lines in between of the cement. And so there's this feeling of like we're really like building on the last layer, and we're being particular and detailed as we, you know, push the bricks together and wipe off the excess concrete. So this whole process of bricklaying, I'm not a mason, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a mason, but like they're just showing me kind of this intricate, precise and detailed, like there's this plan happening, and this momentum going, and this step by step and the baby steps. So it's all fitting together. Awesome. Lena has a yellow dragonfly flying around her. Nice. We got dragonflies. All right, so let's see what happens after we've now just tuned into that bricklaying. I'm also hearing the word foundation. So this is kind of a foundational time. I'm definitely feeling that with you, Deb, and you too, Janice, with like spiritual growth and foundation time. So there are steps that you're taking that are not only moving you in the different direction, like you're both like just the spiritual path piece is coming out really huge to me. So I don't know, it feels like it's very, well, symbolic is the word I heard that I wasn't trying to say, but it's again, that momentum and that step by step with things that you're doing and how you're, like I see kind of the path zigzagging a little bit. So it's kind of going back and forth as you navigate and decide what feels better. Like this over here feels better than staying on the path. So there's a zigzag as you make those choices. So hopefully that resonates. Interesting. Cindy's has dragonflies. I have too. So it must be that time of year. We'll have to look up dragonflies. All right. Couple deep breaths. All right, so the intention that you've set is now being ignited. We are lighting it up. I'm seeing the rockets again heading off into the universe. Right. Couple more deep breaths. Everybody's seen dragonflies. We need to look up what a dragonfly is. Carmelie saw a huge dragonfly in the furniture store I was at yesterday. You guys are really making me want to look up what a dragonfly means. Awaken your magic powers. I'm on antiflow.com. And let's see what she says. Okay, she's talking about whether, just like the dragonfly, we should be dynamic in our thinking and sensitive to turmoil in life to avoid running into impeding bad situations. Dragonflies are bred in water and start their life in water. They're water creatures. Okay, so water symbolizes hidden corners of the mind or the inner deeper self, and as such, dragonflies represent our most inner thoughts found in our subconscious. Okay, some of these thoughts can be reached through states of complete relaxation during sleeping. This isn't one of her better ones, you guys. Okay, here's the symbolic meaning of the dragonfly and the way it glides over the water surfaces as it moves from one point to another. This represents the surfacing of our innermost thoughts, and we should take heed of these thoughts to realize a particular desired income. When these thoughts from our subconscious start to surface, the dragonfly serves to remind us to pay attention and keenly focus on those thoughts so that we can learn a thing or two from them. Dragonfly helps us to realize that our thoughts are directly manifested visibly and are therefore influence our perception of life and the physical environment that we are in contact in. They can represent deep meditation, providing a tool to focus on our deep thoughts. So it's all about our deep thoughts, apparently. Okay, I'm back with you now. I have a little story about that because literally, you guys, I've been talking about the adrenal fatigue, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do for this? I need to probably meditate more. Well, I don't really meditate, so meditate more, like channel, they don't meditate. And my guide's been bugging me about that for years and years. Okay, so I got to get to it. So this was a thought. This was a thought, you guys. And it was kind of a decision of like how I want to proceed with my health. And so meditating or quiet time, or what does that look like? I was still navigating like how I wanted to do it. Is it yoga? Is it like literally laying, sitting or laying and closing my eyes and doing nothing and breathing, taking a walk and breathing? What is it looking like for me? So I'm playing one of my games on an app, and there's an ad that comes up and it says something about meditation. And I was like, what the heck? Like, it was a thought. It wasn't something I'd said out loud. It wasn't something I said to somebody else. This was my internal thinking. So that is how fast things are manifesting for us. I've also had weird telepathy with my mom where I have thought something or had a conversation in my head about something, and then she'll say it. And you guys, she's not into any of this stuff at all. Not that you have to be to have telepathy, but it was like, I mean, maybe my thoughts, were transferring, like just zipping out, to where she was. Totally possible, right? A ripple effect. So anyway, I just thought that was so interesting. So I did sign up for that meditation thing, by the way. So I did that last week, right? Friday. Okay, so just something to think about, how fast things are happening. Okay, let's get back to it. And unless anybody has any other comments or have noticed things like that happening for them, I just find it so cool and bizarre. Okay, well, not bizarre, but a couple deep breaths. Now I'm seeing dragonfly wings on our rockets of intention. I love it. All right, so I am really hearing the message that we may be getting thoughts, we may be getting deep inner thoughts or realizations about how to manifest what we're wanting to manifest, and or someone else may come through for us with a thought or a feeling, or I thought about you, and like I had a dream about Gay on Saturday morning, and so I was like, Gay, I had a dream about you. Does this mean anything? Like, I'm not sure how it applies to me. So I told her what it was. So there's this connection. We're connecting with each other on these, astral plane in the telepathy world with our thoughts. So there's a ripple effect to all of this. So, and it did resonate for her, by the way. So imagine if I hadn't told her what that dream was, like, and then we connected and we had a conversation. So just keep that in mind as you're going through and getting your little niggles, right? Your little hits of things, or having dreams, or telepathic whatnot. Okay, so our rockets are flying away with their dragonfly wings and tail. It's like the dragonfly is taking our rocket away. Okay, very cool. So let's expand that intention, that rocket and that dragonfly, not so much the dragonfly. So that intention, we are expanding that. And I'm getting the sense the dragonfly's wings are really flapping fast. So there's this flurry of activity, and with that flapping, it's expanding, it's making everything grow. I'm going to be really curious how you guys are seeing this. Okay, Carmelie says, yes, I thought it was funny that once I decided I was going to sell my couch, saw a gray one in my new house during a meditation. Then an ad popped up on my feed yesterday with the perfect gray couch. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, and you're not even saying that to anybody, are you? You're just like, oh, I saw it in a meditation. And like, that is so cool. I love it. Okay. So to me, I'm also hearing like that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're in tune, right? When we're in tune and we're ready for those connections or answers or whatnot, there's something to that. I keep doing this, like there's a flow to it. There's an energy to it. And there's no reason why more of that stuff can't come to us. Had been recognizing, I don't have examples now. I feel like I gave them somewhere though at one point, like how fast things are manifesting. And it's like, okay, these are all the little things down here. Like it's so awesome that those are manifesting, but come on, let's get the bigger ones going. All right. So, all right. And that's just me being, impatient. Alrighty, so our dragonfly is flying off and expanding our intention. Couple deep breaths. Alrighty, so let's see what we're going to how we're going to magnify this. There we go. I'm not getting a strong hit on how it's being magnified, so I'll be curious what you guys are getting. It's actually like I actually felt like I went somewhere else just right then. I was like, well, weren't you going to give me something? Aren't you going to show me something of the Magnify? And they're like, nope. Like it's like whatever's happening for you is the Magnify step. I'm seeing pieces or energies of this intention kind of, again, that falling into place feeling. Couple deep breaths. You guys notice I never warmed up? Carmelie says, I did get it and they are delivering it at half their normal cost. The store is in another town. I love it. I love it. And you even got a good deal on it. That's what's so awesome. I'm just cracking up. Okay, Katie says, no, she saw a blowtorch on it to magnify it. That feels like it really resonates for you right now, Katie, the blowtorch. Yeah. I like the blowtorch. Couple deep breaths. I've been yawning a lot during the healings, so it's really interesting if you have any of that kind of. I used to have a healer that burped all the time when she was doing healings because you're moving all this energy, and so a yawn is actually a really good way to move energy. Or a sigh or a hum or, a voiced sigh, maybe is the way to say it. All right. Just doing a check to see what else, if anything we need. It's feeling very complete. How are you guys feeling? What else came through for anybody? Deb says rockets are flying off dragonflies and shooting off like a fighter jet's blowing off bombs. Yeah, I can see that. Janice keeps seeing a sky filled with colorful hot air balloons going up fast. I've never been on one. That's probably on my bucket list, a hot air balloon ride. That would be neat. Janice says, can't believe you just said someone burped since I've been doing Reiki and I've been burping daily. Yeah, I mean, things are moving. That's so funny. Or I think somebody also hiccuped and I was just like, what's going on? Like, and she just sat there like nothing was wrong, like burping. So interesting, right? Yep. So that's kind of your thing then, Janice. That's showing you not that it's working, but that's like your connection to it. So you'll keep going with that. Don't stop because you're burping. But yeah, that's awesome. All right, hydrate if you haven't for a while. Very nice. Julie says, I could really use an extra boost to calm my anxiety and emotions. My past has made irrational triggers everywhere, and I don't want to mess this up. Janice says, funny because that and hiccups tons now. I wonder why everybody doesn't get that. Does anybody else? Well, I know Julie, you're separate, but let's. Well, the one thing I am hearing for you, Julie, is like to let it go. There's still like, I kind of feel a grip. There's a grip with this. So if you really lean back and really just, I mean, even if you, I know this will sound scary for you, but it would be my recommendation, like do a cord cutting with him energetically and step back and just let it be. A cord cutting isn't always, like we always talk about using cord cuttings when we're trying to get away from somebody, but I actually find that when you do cord cuttings regularly, it really helps reconnect in a different way and allow that kind of that old connection to morph into something new. So you cut the cords and then you reconnect in a new way. I know you're probably freaking out, like, why would we ever do that? So just feel into that a little bit, because I feel like part of that anxiety is like because you are holding on so tight or you want it so badly. Tell me how that feels to you, Julie. I'll definitely send you like some balancing and unraveling energy for that trigger and that anxiety. The other thing about that is the other person feels that. The other person can feel kind of that. I keep going like this because it's literally, it's like an attachment, a grabbing onto. So when you sever that energetic connection, they don't feel that anymore, and then they can come back and reconnect more authentically, right? Or more more authentically, but also in a different way. They're connecting in a different way. See, how does that feel? All right. So anybody else? So we're sending Julie some calming, unraveling energy for this anxiety and trigger for her. So if anybody else needs something similar, you can accept it, because we're sending out kind of almost like a blanket similar energy. Julie's getting a little bit more of a specific, but the rest of you can have. So it could, like, anxiety may not resonate with you. So it could be for something like Katie. For you, it would be just kind of the struggle with your son right now. So you would accept this unraveling energy of like calmness and the ability to deal with it, deal with him, deal with the energies between you. Couple deep breaths. There we go. How's that feeling? So my finger is literally going like this. Like I feel like it's rocking. I feel like it's sort of being teasing, like moving forward, but moving back. So I don't know if that resonates. That's what I'm kind of feeling. Deb says cord cutting might be good with my husband. I can't let my guard down because of past hurts. Yeah, I love cord cutting. In my last relationship, there were some, like, I guess I would call them things I didn't like that happened in the beginning, or like ways I was treated, not like ways I was treated, but it was like people's, fears coming up or whatever. And so I was rereading my journal. That's why this is coming up. And so I was reading about how, I did a cord cut. Like I realized the next day, like, this isn't about me. This is his stuff. Like this is his, jealousy or insecurity or whatever. And so I was like, I'm doing a cord cutting. Like it was all like, I'm doing cord cutting this. I want to clear, like you're clearing this energy. You're clearing that, what that has been up to that point, right? You're clearing it. So I think I've told you many times, I'll just tell you guys again. I had a mentor for a very short period of time, and she was a huge fan of cord cutting every night. She was like, I don't think anybody's cord should ever be connected to you. We should never be connected. I take like an energetic shower every night and I clear these cords of everybody in my life. And I thought, wow, that is definitely a way to keep your energy pure and your, energy vessel pure by not being connected. So that's why I really like, the clear and protect bubble, I'll call it, that my guides set up because, and I do it as a session, by the way, because it keeps you in your own energy bubble. So for what that's worth, I love cord cutting. Love it. Gay makes a good point. Julie, life is happening for you. You can't get it wrong. So don't beat yourself up for what you've done in the past. This cord cutting will help. Yeah. I needed to deal with the people here. Yeah, Lena, those people. Julie says, I feel like that may be helpful. I know keeping my vibe high so he knows I'm okay and I don't make him feel worse is important too, of course. Yep. If we could all send him some relief too, I'd appreciate it so much. It's a scary time, and with so many unknowns, it's hard for him to let happiness in. Yeah. Sending it to Brent, yep. Well, hopefully he doesn't have to work 7 days a week, 11 hours a day. How long does he have to do that? That's just kind of overwhelming to think about that for me. I couldn't imagine. All right. Awesome, you guys. Okay, so next week will be our last official Zap It Up for 2 to 4 weeks. So Katie says, I thought once you cut a cord cut, it was one and done. Now this makes sense. Yeah, well, that's a thing and I thought that too. But the more that I've been doing energy healing and using cord cutting, it's like, so even like thinking about the person can reconnect the cords, even sending an email or what have you. So there's so many ways you can reconnect because it's all on the energetic field, right? So, going back to talking about those ripples, so I find, like Katie, you might want to do that with your son. I find that doing it often just feels good. Like especially when you're frustrated about something, like, because people can feel it. Like they're not doing it so they feel it, but it's like they do feel it, and they recognize something's different. And so when they come back, it's different. And did I tell you that I did a cord cutting? It's called the freely release process that I learned from another friend. And I did it on didn't I tell you about the road trip and how I didn't go and that friend didn't talk to me for 12 days? So I did it on that friend. And after I did it, I was like, well, I might as well just take her number out of my phone because, like, what's the point? Like, I didn't like being treated that way. 2 hours later, she sent me a message. So that is cord cutting. I mean, your cord cutting worked when that happens. And every time I've done one, something like that happens. So Just know it works. All right. Julie says they won't let him hire a replacement for the general manager. He had to fire, so it's indefinite. Hey. He's also on salary, so not getting paid much for it. Yeah, 2 weeks. Ugh, that's a tough one. I keep hearing, is he looking for another job? I know it's probably not maybe a good time to look for another job. Okay. Awesome. Isn't that a good cord cutting story? I love it. Hi, Daniela. No, I'm not actually. I mean, not really. No, we're just finishing up. We just ended up with our zap for our intentions. We're just talking about cord cutting right now, Daniela, and how powerful it is. Yeah, it was really, I couldn't believe it with that person, because it had been like going from talking daily to 12 days of not talking. And I was just kind of like, what is this? What's the point? And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about with you, Katie, of like, why am I in this? Like, why am I, sorry, there's a fluff. Why am I subjecting myself to this type of energy or this type of behavior or treatment or whatever the word is? And so, bye, Gay, good to see you. So that was kind of where I was coming from. It was like, and I just wanted to clear it, because I had had feelings, for 12 days about the whole thing and the way it all went down. And I was like, I'm just going to cut the cords. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm never speaking to you again. But for me, like, and I'm not ever like, let me delete you from my phone. Let me block you on Facebook. Like, I don't usually do any of that. That's what was so interesting, was I really felt strongly like I need to delete this person out of my phone. And then boom, a message. So I just highly recommend it. So that makes me feel like I need to do a cord cutting video or something, because I know we've talked about this before. I think I have a blog on it, but I'm not sure. So I'll have to find something and post it for you guys if you don't know how. But I highly recommend, just even to clear yourself. So one of the ways you can do it is you could just imagine an energetic shower, water falling all over you and collecting off everything that's on you or connected to you. And you can even do it for inside you. And you imagine a drain, and you see that water cascading over you and then going down the drain. So it can be that easy. And yes, Katie, I will find that one I did, because I have a couple different ways I go about it. And then of course, like the way I always do everything is I'm always tapping into like where are the energy connections, and I'm actually like releasing the energy of the connection with the person or situation, right? So yeah, I'll post about that. Let me write myself a note. Also, Katie, for you, I was feeling like maybe even a little bit of a kind of like a mirror boundary, or I don't want to call it a boundary, but it's like a mirror set up for your son. We did those before for your work. So you wouldn't want to do it full intensity, like actually looking at a mirror. You would want to dull it down to maybe like I'm getting 20% of what a real mirror is. So a real dull mirror reflection, right? Because you would need some more tweaking than that. Never mind. Scratch that, because what a mirror does, right, is reflect back who you are. So it would need to be more gentle than that for him upon further reflection, further tuning in. Yeah. Carmelie says, my longtime friend and I have gotten better. Oh, good. Why? I can't wait. I pulled back, and then when we came back, I had restructured the friendship, so she was not dictating what we did and when. Now I have more control. If I feel like doing with her, I call her. Yep. And if either one of us is unable to do something, it's okay. She's relaxed a lot. So tell us how you did the restructuring. Did you just do some energy work around that for yourself? Don't keep us in suspense. That feels like such a good shift, because I feel like she's a good person, like with her heart in the right place. But at just the last few weeks, I was like, I wouldn't want to deal with her either. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, and check in with me, Katie, as you go if you want help. He does, like, your son needs to see what, not partly what he's doing, but how it's affecting. I feel like he needs to have a little more empathy or awareness on, and maybe that's another way you come, and again, not a parent, but like another way of coming at communicating with him is, back to the whole I feel this way when you talk to me that way or something. Maybe go back to gay. Yeah. I'm just still like, it's the environment, it's those people. Which is so interesting that's always what surprised me about your son, Katie, is that he wants, like, he's okay with moving. So he's not connected. He's not connected to that group and those people where he's getting the bad behavior from. It's more like a circumstantial, situational type thing. Does that resonate? Keep hydrating, you guys. Anyway. Awesome. Any other last thoughts or comments? This was a good one, you guys. Alrighty. Take good care. Have a super good week. Look for the post on cord cutting, and I will talk to you guys all very, 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 very soon. Bye.